Kyle and Jay and Team Ed, Darby, all of our crew that makes this full week happen. A lot of appreciation for them. Been over here several times now, and it's been an A+ experience, and so it's been fun to be a part of.
What do you like about going no-huddle with the rookie quarterback?
I could not, I'm sorry.
What do you like about going no-huddle with the rookie
going no-huddle with the rookie quarterback?
Yeah.
I think whether it's a rookie or not, just different past experiences. I think being able to mix and match different tempos on offense is always a good thing. Whether you can go, different tempos in and out of the huddle, different tempos at the line of scrimmage. So as we continue to grow on offense, being able to use different tools depending on what week we feel like it creates an advantage and what week can help us. So obviously last week with Caleb and the rest of the offense, they did a really good job executing the no-huddle situations that presented themselves.
The fact that you've been successful with it, does that encourage you to do it more?
Yeah, I think anytime you have success with one thing, we'll keep working on it. But again, it really depends what the situation in the game is, what advantage we think we can create from that. So week to week, we'll always look at it. It'll always be something that we'll have as part of our system. And then, how we utilize it will depend, like I said, upon the individual game.
DJ said yesterday that, jokingly saying that Caleb's been bossy about being on players when you don't hit plays in practice and stuff. What have you noticed about the way he's handled communicating with his receivers to make sure they're on the same page, and how he kind of individualizes how he communicates with them?
I think Caleb's done a great job with his communication. Started in the offseason when he was able to build some connections with guys. And I think, part of the quarterback's job is to be that leader on the field and make sure everybody is on the same page. So you've seen him continue to grow. If a route's, it's, sometimes it's a two-way street, asking what a receiver saw or what he saw. And it's all about getting on the same page at the end of the day. So I think he's done an excellent job with that. All the different looks that might present themselves. He's been able to communicate that with DJ, with Keenan, Cole, all of our guys right there, so that we're all on the same page.
What role has the running game played in the offense's turnaround the last couple of weeks, would you say?
Yeah, I think starting up front, those guys have done a great job of sticking together. I know it started out where we were trying to, gain some more yards, obviously in the run game in those first couple games there. But I saw a group that really stuck together right there, worked on communication, worked on, the details that they felt could help them improve as they were hitting blocks and getting in phase with the runners. And like everything, the run game's going to take all 11 receivers, tight ends, quarterback, getting us in and out of things. So I think those guys just sticking with it, trusting their process. Chris Morgan and Haas have done a good job of leading the way right there. So every single week, whether it's been a win or a loss, we're coming in on Monday and looking at ways to improve. And I think those guys have stuck with that process, and so the results will come when the process is right.
How important is it to get that continue to be a success in the run game Sunday against Jacksonville?
I think every week we're always going to be looking for that balanced attack. So, starting with the run game when we're efficient with runs, and then that efficiency can lead to explosives, right? We saw it this past week with Swift on the left side, or in the week before when we were able to run one in from 30-something out. So sticking with the run game, staying efficient, it's always going to allow our full offense to come to life.
Shane, after 5 games, do you know what the identity is of this offense or what you would like it to be?
Yeah, I think from the starting point here, we wanted to have a good marriage of the run and the pass with that ability to attack defenses with the mix and match of tempos. I think each week you've seen us continue to grow to try to get to that vision of what we all see it as. And I think it's going to be a week-to-week process where we can't take any steps back, or if stuff does get hard, just keeping our eyes forward and looking at solution-driven conversations right there, so we can keep rolling and keep playing at a high level on offense.
Keenan hasn't had a breakout game yet. He's a guy who's obviously had dozens in his career.
Yeah.
Do you need to talk to him about, hey, it's going to come, or in this offense, is it kind of egalitarian enough that?
Yeah, no, I think he's done an excellent job knowing that, hey, the ball hasn't found him on a couple of plays, even last week, where there's a couple where he's the primary, the coverage plays out a little bit different, and Cole's a beneficiary of a big explosive play on one of them. But obviously we want to get Keenan involved more. It's a goal of ours, but there's also going to be the structure of the defense and what they might take away that week. And I think each week the guys have done a good job knowing that we have multiple guys that have worked hard and deserve to get the rock right there. And we know Rome had a big game one time. Cole has a big game. DJ has one. Swift's had a couple. So knowing that Keenan's a big part of our offense and wanting to get him involved, and again, it's that fine line of pressing to get him involved, but also knowing that he's going to do a good job like he always does of doing things right, showing up every single day and working to get on the same page, which he's done a great job with, and then leading to the results on the field.
Was that the little wheel to Komet where he fell out of bounds on the play?
Yeah, yep.
What do you see from the Jags defense? They're getting up a lot of passing yards, but what are their strengths? players too.
Yeah, I think, for some of their things, some of those off-schedule passing yards they've given up, but, it starts up front. Nielsen's done a great job with that defensive line. They've always got unique edge setters right there on each side. The first rounders, they roll a bunch of guys inside in the interior spots there, so they just present a constant challenge of the defensive line that's always going forward. They're really good in their pass rush lanes when it comes to the known passing situations. They work a lot of different games. They can win one-on-one at a lot of different positions as well, aside from the pick games and those things. So for us, I think just doing a good job of really, like every game starts up front. Well, it's especially true this one, going against this front, because that front can disrupt everything and then brings the coverage and the front structure tied together.
What did Bill Murray do to kind of jump in front of Nate in the line?
I think just being on the left side right there and knowing where our rotation ended up, and we have a lot of trust in a lot of guys and different things are going to play out, injury-wise, which I think was a good thing from training camp, OTAs, moving forward, and Bill's someone that's worked hard and the results have paid off right there. So when the scenario played out where he needed to go in at left guard, we were able to pick up right where we left off. Unfortunately for Tevin being out right there, but Bill's able to go in there. We're still able to operate our offense, and again, he's just done such a good job from the first day he's been around, with his effort, his toughness, but then now it's also led to his technique and his style of play showing up in a game.
When you look at Caleb's ability to change things at the line of scrimmage, how much has he improved since week 1 to where he's at now in terms of just changing things?
Yeah, I think Caleb overall, not just at the line of scrimmage, but everything he's done, he's taken every single game rep and looked to build upon that for the next time that scenario happens. I think he's got great command, great ownership at the line of scrimmage. He sees the full picture, so he knows when he can get in and out of different looks right there. And so it's been great to see his continued growth, and again, another guy that works so hard at it, so you're seeing results from that work.
What do you think would be the reason behind the slow start for the offense as opposed to the consistency it seems to find now?
Yeah, I think for us, at the beginning of the season, and we've still had some spurts where if we have the negative plays, we get disrupted by a defense there, whether it's a pre-snap penalty, stuff that's in our control, or it's, some of the negative plays that occurred those first couple weeks. When we've stayed out of those, we've shown to be efficient. I think the more and more everyone's working together, players, coaches, and bringing this thing together, the more we can eliminate those plays and stay on schedule, we can be an efficient offense. And I think that's what the transition's been. But again, it's a new week here, so again, working not to take any steps back in that regard, but being great pre-snap without everything that we're doing, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the chains, leading to more production.
What's been the biggest challenge for you as far as just learning everything you have around and how to make it work as best as you can?
I think the challenge is always a fun challenge, right? Figuring out how to get everybody involved. We mentioned, different guys. There's so many guys that are deserving of getting touches in the pass game, getting the ball in the run game. So finding that balance. So that's always going to be a challenge because there's such good people that you want to do right for them, right? Get them involved more. And so that's always going to be a challenge. But I think the positive that's that I've come away with from that is we have so many good people, good players that really care about each other. So if one guy maybe doesn't have a big play, but his buddy is, you see everybody celebrating in the end zone. Looked at a couple of examples from this past week where you see guys celebrate together, really, excited about what their teammates just did, and that's such a big part of it. So that alleviates any of that stress for me.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Good. All right.
Thanks, Shane.
Thank you.
We all silly like the mayor.